Hi, I'm Jennifer from the Jennifer Maker DIY and Craft blog. Today I'm going to show you how to make this designer paper purse. It's pretty awesome because it's really nothing more than paper glue and a couple of metallic rings that we use to attach the strap. And this is what it looks like. I designed this based off of my real life purse, which, as some of you may recognize, is a Dooney Bourke. My paper bag purse is actually the exact same size as a real purse, and the intention here is to use it as a gift bag. So you can totally put, nothing gigantic, of course, but you can fit something in here. Cool card, smaller gift sort of thing. It'd be great for a book or DVD or something like that. It's made pretty much like our real purses, except it's paper. And this one I've customized for my mom because Mother's Day is coming up. And so I put the little tag, it says mom on it, and I put my little heart on there. And this is another one I made. It's the first one. The cool thing is that you can totally pick the colors and the designs, and it can be exactly for whom you want to give it to, or even just for yourself. And like my bag is a Tinkerbell Dooney Bourke, and so you could do a Disney paper theme if that was something that you were interested in. I think this is a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you how you can make your own too. So you're going to want to go to my website, which is at jennifermaker.com. And on there, you'll find the post for the designer paper purse. And to get the files, you want to put your name and your email address into this subscribe box. This is for my newsletter, and everyone who subscribes to my newsletter gets access to my free resource library. Copy the password, and then you're going to go up to the top of the page and click on library. And I recommend that you just paste that password right in there rather than type it. You're more likely not to make a mistake. Click enter, and you will see all of the files in my resource library here. So click the one with score lines, and I'm going to show you why this one is important. So once it's downloaded, it should open up into a set of 4 files. One is an about file, and the other 3 are the cut files for this project. So let's go to Cricut Design Space and start importing, uploading the files so I can show you how you mark the score lines, because that needs to be done. All right, so you pick a new project, you click on Upload Images right there on the side, and once the page comes up, you'll click Upload Image. And you want to browse and find the files that you downloaded, and you want to choose the one that says trim on it, and that'll be our first one. This is the trim, is though in my purse it's the blue. So what you want to do is go over here, and you want to choose score on the one that's the score line. Select all, choose attach, and then everything will print out correctly. So you'll see you're scoring some lines and cutting other lines, and you want to do this for all 3 files when you cut them out. If you don't want to score anything, you can choose the no score option, or you're worried that you're going to make a mistake, pick the wrong thing. So this is the front pocket, or the front of the purse, and it's going to work the same way. The top grouping is going to be need change to score. So you come over here, select that, click on score, and then you do select all, and then you do attach to make sure that everything stays together, and then go, and then everything will score and print perfectly. And I'll show you the same thing for the third one, which is the side file. So this is the back of the bag. So same thing, upload it, add it to our project. Yep. And then the first one gets changed to score, and then we want to select all, and then we click attach, and then we click go, and then everything gets scored and cut the way it should. Hopefully between those 3 files you have a pretty good idea of how this works now. I'm always happy to answer questions. So here we have our paper already cut. So these green pieces here are, this is the back of the purse. So that's the third file that I showed you how to cut. and it's got score lines, and obviously it's cut out. And this is the front of the purse. This folds into a pocket. And then this blue paper here, I left on the mat so you can see how many pieces there are. And I thought that was important because there's really quite a few. And so these ones I'm taking off right now are for the trim, and these are the sides that reinforce it, and these are the little straps on the ends, and that is the strap for the tag, and there we go. So it's quite a few pieces. We'll go through each one as we work on this, not to worry. So just take everything out, set it aside. In addition to that, you need some brass rings. I just scavenged these from a necklace I had. You can just buy brass rings at the store. And you're going to need some glue. I like Aleene's Tacky Glue. It works really well. And a ruler. I use the ruler for smoothing my cuts. So let's start with the front pocket. What we're going to want to do, besides make some things around to make some space here, what we're going to want to do for the first thing is to fold it. So you're going to want to look for your score lines. Oh, and of course, this is the bottom. These two notches show us where the bottom is. That's important later. So the front actually gets folded into a Z shape to create what is really essentially a false pocket in the front of the purse. And the reason why it's a false pocket is because I wanted to keep this project to a minimum amount of paper. It's just less fuss and less waste if you make a mistake. So it's one sheet of 8.5 by 11, that's the blue paper, and it's 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper, which is the fancy pattern paper. And so the pocket, it is a pocket. It's only like 1.5 inches deep though. So just so you know. So you just fold this into the Z pattern using those score lines. If you have any problems with scoring, or you don't have a scoring stylus, or anything like that, or you choose not to score it at all, I notched the edges so that you can see where it needs to be folded. And then once it's folded, you're going to put on your trim pieces. And there's 3 of these. They're all the same size. One goes on the top of that pocket. One goes on the top of the whole side, which I'll do in a minute. And then one goes on the back of the purse. So you just put some glue down, and then you put your trim on it. You want to center the trim in the middle of the front of the purse because we're actually going to be folding those sides. So don't be alarmed if it doesn't fit from end to end. Yep, so we just set it right on there. You can see that I've centered it. And it's right at the edge of the pocket that we've created by doing the Z fold. So let's set it aside. We'll let that dry. And let's take the back of the purse. So you want to identify where the bottom is, and the notches right there show where the bottom is. First, we should fold it. So at the edges, we're going to fold it in. And I'm using this ruler to help me fold it straight, even though the score lines, I mean, I find the Cricut scoring stylus doesn't really make, score as well as I'd like. So I use this ruler to make sure I have a nice straight fold when I fold it in. And again, if you're not using a scoring stylus, you can still see where you need to fold it by the fact that I've angled the edge right there where it needs to be folded. So we do one side and then we do the other. Yep, and then use your ruler to just sort of smooth that down and make a nice, good crease. I mean, it's not imperative that you do this. I think it just makes a nicely finished end product. So there is the purse back, and you can see the notches on the end there. That's important to always pay attention to. And now we're going to put the blue trim at the top. My glue bottle is actually almost out, so I apologize. Throughout this video, you'll see me struggling with it, but I should have gotten some more glue. I love this glue. I think it works really well. It's a little bit messy when you're working with it, but it holds really well, and you can reposition things before they dry really fast, and it's not bulky. That's good glue. Yep, so put that trim right in there. And yep, you can fold over those little edges or just snip them off, whatever you want. They'll actually end up getting covered later on, so it's not important if they're not perfect. So we're going to set this aside and let it dry and go back to the front of the purse. And it needs to have its edges folded as well. So same thing, look for the scoring lines. If you don't have scoring lines, use the angled edges to see where you're going to need to fold it. Essentially, it gets folded right at that corner where the angle starts. If you're using really heavy cardstock, it might be a little hard to fold where we've done that Z fold there, but you can do it. My cardstock is pretty heavy. It still works out fine. There we go. So we're going to need to put the trim on the top as well. There we go. Get it into place. Make sure that the trim is aligned with the top of the cardstock for, better look when you're done. Get up any excess glue there if you're using glue like I am. And now that we have our front and our back of our purse, we're actually going to need to glue them together on one side. This is going to make it a lot easier when it comes to assembling it. I tried it a couple different ways, and this was the best and easiest and most reliable way to do this. So I put the back down, make sure the trim is at the top on each side, and I'm going to put glue on one of these flaps, the back flap essentially. Plenty of glue. You want this to be good and strong. And then I'm going to position the flap of the front of the purse right on top of that flap I've glued. Make sure that they're all lined up, nice and straight with each other, and press and hold. And when you're using glue like this, you want to make sure you give it plenty of time to actually stick and dry, because this is great for repositioning, but it does need a little time to dry. So just keep that in mind. Don't try to rush if your glue is just not set yet. You'll be happier if you don't do that, trust me. I like to give it like at least a minute or so, and sometimes I hold it just like this so that I know that it's making good contact, and the end result is worth this. So let's let that dry, and let's work on the bottom of the purse, which is really a box shape. And this is the piece that we cut out. It's been scored on all four sides so that we can fold up each of the edges to form a very shallow box. And this will become the bottom of the purse. There we go. So you really want these sides to be at 90-degree angles to the bottom of the box, so that it's going to make it a little easier when we assemble it. Set that aside, and now these are the reinforced corners of the purse, just like on a real purse. It also has the added effect of reinforcing our gift bag. So, this has been scored as well, and you want to fold up these flaps here. And there's two of them, one for each corner, so do the same thing with the other corner. Okay, so now it's time to attach the bottom box that we made to the sides of our purse. Now we basically have one piece here that we've glued together, and you'll see that you want to identify those notches there. because those notches are going to be where we fold the purse around the box. So I'm not going to fold these so much as, just sort of give them a little, I don't even know what to call this. I'm not really making a crease here. I'm just sort of training the edges where I've notched it, because we want it to glue around the edges of this box without, being too stiff. So you want to open it up like this, and we're going to glue the edge of the box so that it fits right on the inside of the purse. So we put a line of glue on the outside flap of the box that we made. And we're going to turn it over, and we're going to position it in between those two notches on one of the sides of the purse. Doesn't matter which one you do, but if you follow along with what I'm doing, choose the left side. And you're going to want to line it up nicely there. Make sure that it's even with the bottom of your bag. If you have to, reposition that there. That's the great thing about using glue. You can see here a little better how I'm positioning it. And make sure that you press and hold so that it's making good contact. And I'm going to use the ruler that I have here and just slide it right up against that while I hold the side of the purse, just to make sure that it's nice and flat up against that side there, and all the glue is making contact with both pieces of paper. So there we have one of the sides of the purse is glued to the bottom of the box. Now, of course, we want to go around and glue the whole thing. If you're using glue like me, you might want to just wait a little bit in between each side to make sure that it's setting. If you go too fast, you might find that one side wants to unadhere. Just keep that in mind. Yep, so we just glue this side here, and since we've already trained our paper by folding it ever so gently without creasing it, it should be able to fold up pretty easily here. The notches help a bit too. So just fold it up at a 90-degree angle so it makes contact with the side of your box. Putting this box into your purse is definitely the trickiest part. Once we've got this done, it all goes pretty easily. So if you make a mistake, just be patient. It'll all work out. And you can see my glue hasn't set, so I've turned it so that I can press the box against the paper against my hard surface, because that really helps a lot. And again, hold it for a little bit. Make sure it has a chance to really set. So we're going to put glue on the other side here. I know you can't see that so well, sorry, but I'm just putting it right on the outside of the side of the box that we made. And I'm making sure that those sides are at 90-degree angles so that when we set it against there, that it's making good contact. And now I'm setting it down so that I can press against it on the hard surface that I have and make sure that it's really contacting the paper and the glue. So now that we've come all the way around, it's time to glue the side of the purse closed. So put a good amount of glue just right along that flap there. Doesn't matter whether you use the top flap or the bottom flap, whichever one works for you. And match up the two sides, match up the two flaps basically. Just like we did when we first attached it on the other side. And press and hold. Make sure everything is nice and straight. Don't worry about that end there. We're going to fix that later. If it wants to smoosh out on you, don't worry. Just get as much as you can glued there. It's really important that this side the glue be well set. So don't be impatient. Just let it dry before you move on. Alright, so now that we have glued the side, we need to glue, this is the last part for this making the actual purse part. We need to put some glue on this, the bottom flap of the box. Plenty of glue, And you're going to want to put on the side there as well. And then just fold it in. And press and hold until, and while you're doing that, you can also, and I'm using the ruler just to make sure that the box is making good contact with the sides of the purse. And this is important, so you know it'll take a little while, so be patient. So now that we have the purse made, it's time to reinforce the edges. So just like on the real purse, we have these rectangles that we're going to put on each edge. So you want to glue on the whole inside edge. So each of those 3 little flaps and the whole rectangle part as well. Plenty of glue. Just be careful that you make sure you get glue right at those corners. Not so much that it's gonna, squish out. We take a purse, put it on the side like this, and position the reinforced corner right in the center as I've done. You can use the notches on your flaps to make sure that you're getting in the center, and then fold it down and around your purse. You're going to want to hold all the edges to make sure that it sets, flush up against the paper. And then set it on your hard surface, your work surface, so that the bottom is making contact with the purse as well. I'm getting off a little extra glue there. The head dried. When that one's done, we do the same with the other side. So again, we glue the flaps and the whole rectangle, making sure we get glue in the corners and all along in the middle as well. Then we repeat the whole process. On this side, we center that corner right there on our bag. Fold down each of the flaps under the purse. Hold everything in place, set it on our workspace and press down, and make sure that our those reinforced corners are making contact with the purses as the glue sets. I'm just holding everything while it's drying, making sure that it looks good. Making sure the flaps are all folded down. And there we go. This is the basic purse. And now it's time to decorate it, essentially. So let's just set this over here. And we will work on doing the little straps that go on the ends of the purse. So you take your ring and you put it right over the end of one of these straps with holes. On a real purse, they're used to adjust the length of the strap. Obviously, in our purse, they're fake. We do the same thing with the other one. You want to make sure that they're about the same length after they're folded, so that it has good symmetry. And that's a little too long, so we're going to shorten that. There we go. Now they're about the same length. Now we need to glue the inside of this strap. And now we need to glue the inside of the strap. So we put a good amount of glue. We actually want glue on both sides going up. Yep. You don't want glue where the holes are, but you do want glue on both of the inside. And then we take our purse and we're going to put it right here on the end. You don't want it to go all the way in. You're going to have a little bit of it sticking up, just like on the real purse. But put it in place and then press down. So there's enough glue that it'll stick to the inside and the outside and to itself, which is exactly what we want. Again, you'll want to hold it in place while the glue sets. Once you think that's good, now we do the other side exactly the way we did the first side. So we glue the inside of it. And put it right into our purse. Press and hold once we have it in position. Again, be patient. It takes a little while for the glue to set. And there we go, we've got both sides glued. Now we can put our decorative squares on. What you do is completely up to you. You could have just, a solid. You could have a solid with a decorative paper on it. Or you could, I cut out my winged heart, which is what I'm planning to do. You could put that on there, whatever works for you. Put a monogram here, some sort of cute little shape. Go crazy. Have fun. If you want to do it like I did, you're just going to want to put some glue on that blue piece of paper. Or actually, you're going to want to put it... Yeah, you're going to want to put it on, actually on the back of your paper that's got the shape cut out, so that you don't actually have glue, where it should be a void. Yeah, and then carefully center it onto the bottom layer there. And then we can also make the other tag. So you could use just a plain rectangle to write a message, say who the gift is for. Because Mother's Day is coming up and I wanted to make this for my mother, I cut out MOM. Well, that was actually a heart. And I'm putting that on a tag. The mom shape and the heart, the winged heart, are both in the cut file, and you're free to use them if you'd like. So just glue the bottom of the paper that has the shape cut out and place it on the bottom layer. and press and hold so that it all glues nice and flat. I like to kind of fold out these little, once they're dried, I like to fold out these little straps on the side so they're more pronounced. You can do whatever works for you, of course. And now, before we do anything else, let's glue the strap. Now, as you can see, the strap is a lot shorter than an actual bag strap, but because this is a crossbody bag, I believe the design is called, and you have a very long strap so that the purse can be worn across your body. I didn't think that really worked so well for a gift bag, and I thought it would also make the handle less strong. You know, it wouldn't be as strong enough. This is just paper after all. So I shortened the strap. So it's really just sort of a handbag strap length. So just going to overlap it a bit by like maybe 1.5 inches, glue it, press it down to give us a good length for our bag. Now let's glue on our decorative square. This probably doesn't really need any explanation, but it's in my video, so here you go. One thing I will note is that if your paper has a pattern, something more pronounced than these polka dots that I have here, I recommend you try to match that pattern up if you also have it on your little decorative square. It'll look better. You can see how I did that with the white purse at the end of the video, because it did have a more pronounced pattern. So you'll want to pay attention to that. But, you know, whatever works for you. And the tag here is actually, it's on the real purse, it's attached with a leather strap. So I essentially cut out a paper strap in the same way. And you just wrap it around and through and pull. It's a little harder to pull with paper because paper wants to crease on you, but you work that down, you can get it into the correct position, which is like that. And it gets wrapped around the strap of the purse. You can do it before or after. I did mine before just to see how that would work. So to do it, you just wrap that around and pull the tag through the loop in the strap. And again, you'll have to work it down to the right spot. Alright, so now we can attach our strap to our purse. So you just fold over one end, put it through your metal ring, get some glue, and just glue the end of that strip to itself. Press and hold, wait till it sets. Same thing for the other side. Put it through the metal loop. Put some glue on the end. And glue it to itself. And there we go. We finished our purse. Pretty cool, huh? I think it's really cool that this is made out of paper. If you didn't know and you just saw it sitting somewhere, you'd think it was a real purse. And I think that giving this to someone as a gift, as a gift bag would be pretty awesome. I would love to get this, wouldn't you? Again, you can fit things right in here, put a little tissue paper, they'll never see what it is. They might even think you're giving them a purse. Then for those people out there who really want a Dooney Bourke purse, they're kind of pricey. This might be a really, really fun gift. Yeah, I think that it's pretty cool. And this is the first one I made, which is, as you can see, the pattern is more pronounced on this one, and I centered the square at the top right so it would match the pattern and it would all flow. And that's what I was referring to when you want to place that square there. Again, the square and the tag are totally optional. You decide what works best for you and how you want to customize these. These aren't really traditional purse colors. You know, I thought they would be just nice for Mother's Day. You can find a lot of pattern paper out there that would be perfect for making paper purses that look like real purses. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel because I'm always coming out with new craft videos. And please like this video if you enjoyed it and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, what you would like me to do in the future. And thank you so much for watching. It was really great to have you. Be sure to come visit me at jennifermaker.com for more cool crafts and tutorials. Bye!